So I think with a 3 or 5, I think we should begin. Again, on behalf of upGrad Abroad, I welcome all of you to our webinar on career opportunities in Germany. We're accompanied by Saurabh Mukhabar, who's an alumnus of the International University of Applied Sciences. We'll get to know about his experience in detail this afternoon. And just to acquaint you with upGrad's model, we're actually bringing you German education from one of the best universities in Germany, the one where Saurabh comes from, in under 10 lakhs. What we're trying to actually do is we're giving you a dual degree, starting with your executive PGP, followed by a proper master's degree from a German university, IU. And not only is it affordable, but it's super accessible. You don't need German language, you don't need IELTS, you don't need GMAT or GRE or any such exam. You can just enroll yourself today in a German master's program, and you can sort of leapfrog into the German campus in the second year. So Saurabh, would love you to introduce yourself to the attendees, please.
Yeah. Hi, Praneeth. Thank you for having me on this webinar. This is my third webinar with upGrad. So really good to be a part of this webinar. So my name is Saurabh. As you just mentioned, I come from Delhi, and I have recently completed my MBA into international business from International University from Berlin campus. And I am currently working as a sales and customer success manager for a German market research company. I moved to Germany in 2019, September intake. And before moving to Germany, I was working with the advertising technology company for 4 years from 2015 to 2019.
Great. I'm sure you've had a vast experience. I'm sure we're going to be leveraging that as we ask you multiple things about German education. I think to begin, the first thing I'd want you to address for the attendees is what landed you in Germany. As in, I'm sure when you were researching about options for higher ed, why did you choose Germany, sort of?
Yeah, good question. And this is the question which I would love to answer. So just like any other aspirant, I was also looking for, when I was selecting the course, I was also looking for other countries like USA, Canada, Germany. And what motivated me to apply for IU is basically a course curriculum. So when I was applying so I wanted to do a course into international business, and which was mainly focused on doing international business. And I was basically looking for a 1-year program, which is basically a short-term course, because I did not want to do any specialization when I was selecting the university, because I knew I wanted to continue in the same domain. I do not want to change the domain. So I was basically looking for a course which was kind of a short program, and which was more focused on international business. So IU offered me a program which was more focused into international business, and it was very well suited with my requirements. Also, it was in Germany. It was in Berlin campus. So Berlin is basically the capital of Germany. It offers a lot of job opportunities in terms of part-time, in terms of full-time, and also it's the largest economy in Europe. So that's what motivated me to apply for IU. The course curriculum looked okay to me, and to be honest, when I now have a degree from IU, I feel like it's one of the curriculum which is well suited for aspirants.
Right. I think what you're rightly mentioning is also one of the major factors which leads somebody to choose a private university in Germany. I think the curriculum is very job ready. It is, it adds to the employability more than any other university in Germany. With respect to that point, how have you been received in the job market? As in, while you were studying in Germany, how was the part-time work environment like? What all did you do? And also, after you finish your MBA degree, how have you been received? What are some of the jobs that you've been a part of? And would you recommend an MBA in Germany in terms of employability? factor.
Yes, yes. So one of the best thing with Germany is like when you are an international student, you are allowed to work 20 hours on part-time basis. And this is a very good option for students since it allows students to manage their expenses. It not only helps to manage your expenses, but it also helps you to make your career, make a CV, make a strong resume before you move into full-time job opportunities. So what I did is, and what many students do is, there are companies which offer working student roles to international students or to any other students who is studying. And the best part of Germany is nearly all the companies which are in Germany, they have a working student profile. Uh, Now what I did is, when I landed in Germany, since I had like few years of work experience, I started applying for working student opportunities. So in working student, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week and 80 hours in a month. And you can explore various job websites like LinkedIn. We have Stepstone, we have Zinc, where you will find all these working student opportunities. You can make proper resume, you can create proper application, and then you can apply for the job opportunities. I did the same. As soon as I landed to Germany, like just before starting of my university, I created a proper resume with all my details. And then I went to LinkedIn. I just searched for working student job opportunities. And whichever seems to be relevant according to my work experience, according to my interest, I started applying. And for me, like I feel like I was kind of lucky because I got my first working student opportunity in the very first month when I was in like Germany. uh, and I started working for a market research company on part-time basis as a working student in sales department. And then throughout my like when I was studying, I worked with three companies. So I basically worked first with the market research company into sales. Then I worked with a software giant, also in the international sales department for few months as a working student. And then I moved to a logistic company where I was working with as a marketing intern. And yeah, so during my studies, like I did three working student opportunities in Germany.
And I suppose you got all of them through LinkedIn or Sync or
Yes, yes, yes. In Germany, like LinkedIn is very good platform. Nearly all the recruiters who are hiring are present on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of the good platform to, in case like any students want to like search for full-time or part-time job opportunities.
right, right, right. So also love to know the university's role in ensuring
Yes.
that students have success in the job market after
Mhm.
the BA degree is complete. Would
Yes,
love to know
yes,
how did the
yes.
university aid you?
Yeah. Uh, I would like to say that like all the students who wish to go to Germany for higher studies, they research universities online, or like they do their studies before they select universities. So in Germany, usually we have universities which are like technical universities. Then we have universities such as University of Applied Sciences, and IU is like kind of University of Applied Sciences. And the best part of University of Applied Sciences is the course curriculum which is designed is as per what industry demands, which is very good. So in case any aspirant who wish to work in Germany, it's good to go for University of Applied Sciences, because the course curriculum in applied sciences in University of Applied Sciences is like job ready. So when you do a course, you get to learn latest modules. University keeps on adding new modules which are demanded in the job market. So as soon as you uh, finish your course, whatever is the industry demanding in your own domain, I think you should have some knowledge, a good knowledge about that already. Whereas in case you go for technical universities, which are known as TU in Germany, technical universities are more focused on research work. So in case if anyone wants to make a career in research or research fields, technical universities are best. But in case like you're working, if you're looking forward to do a job, then it's better to go for University of Applied Sciences like IU.
Great. And also would love to know, I think what we know here in India is Germany is one of the hotspots for
Mhm,
the manufacturing sector, one of the
mhm,
hotspots of research and development, one of the hotspots of engineering
mhm.
firms. I think, uh, how is the job scenario like? As in, what
Yes,
industries are the major industries? And
yes,
if there is a student who just pursues his
yes,
MBA in Germany,
yes,
what doors are unlocked for those students?
yes. Praneeth, you just mentioned that Germany is a kind of like industrial hub. I would say that in Germany, there are many other hot sectors which are there, and nearly I would say like Germany is it is such a country where, in case you have a professional degree, you will not remain unemployed. So it's not only booming in manufacturing, it's booming in IT, it's booming in healthcare, it's booming in logistics, supply chain, it's booming in fintech, financial services. So I would say that nearly all the sectors in Germany are like growing. I have my friends who are like working in different sectors. I have some of my friends who are working in fintech, some of them are working in supply chain, and what I have heard from them is like the Germany is like very good for all these sectors. So not only automobile, not only manufacturing, not only industrial, but other sectors are equally demanding in Germany.
Wonderful. I think we have a lot of questions pouring in on the eligibility. Well, with upgrad, as long as you have a bachelor's degree with more than 50% marks, and for MBA especially, if you must have 2 years of minimum work experience in India, and you can apply uh, through us for an MBA degree from IU. We start in India, but we don't have any Indian university partner that is involved with. Your complete education for MBA. It is entirely delivered to you by IU Germany. From day one, you can spend 6 months in India, 1 year at IU Germany campus, or 1 year in India and then 6 months on the German campus. And regardless of whichever case you choose, you still get an 18 months of work visa or a job search visa, after which you can either apply for a work visa or a blue card. We will definitely ask for more help from Saurabh with regard to this. But I think first thing that we'd like to know in this context from you, Saurabh,
Mhm.
uh, is how easy is it to navigate life in Germany without knowing German language? I think one of Uprad's biggest benefits is that we
Yes.
don't actually need you to know German language to begin your education, because the medium of instruction at IU Germany is English. But let's also know from Saurabh, how is his life
Yeah.
been uh,
Mhm.
with or without German language, Saurabh?
Yeah, yeah. So I still consider myself as very basic in German. I still don't have a good proficiency. Uh, uh, According to my experience, I will say that it really depends on the job profile you are in. Let's say most of the IT roles, the companies do not demand like uh, German language. And what I have observed from my experience, I'm working in sales. I'm working in core sales, and whatever internships that I have done or whatever working student roles I have done, and this is my fourth job, which is like first full-time job in Germany. But the company language was always English. So really depends on the role. Uh, I'll say that if you know German, you can target 100% of your jobs in your own domain. But in case what I have observed right now is most of the companies are going English. The company language is English. The reason is uh, there are people who are working from all across the world. So in when I was like working for a tech company as a working student in international sales, I had my colleagues who were from uh, uh, Italy, who were from France, who were from UK. So it's very international. And usually what I have seen in bigger cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, Munich, you will find a lot of English speaking jobs. And one of the best thing with Germany is and with German companies is most of the German companies, they also offer their employees German lessons. So like you can enroll into your German language, and they will offer you free language classes. So all the four companies in which I have worked, they were offering me free language classes. So you can enroll to German language program, and you can attend like your lessons either in morning or in like evening. Uh, yeah, but in case you know German, you can target 100% of the jobs in your own domain. Also, it improves your chances of getting a job faster. But even if you don't know German, still you'll be able to find like a lot of jobs. As I said, like now a lot of the companies are like uh, moving towards English as their company language. Yeah, but in few roles, there will be like German requirement, but to a very specific level.
Got that. And I think to reaffirm what you mentioned, that if there's a student who lands up in Germany, starts his studies, not only can he study or learn German language in the evening on campus, but his employers also give them
Yes,
plenty of time and chance
yes,
to learn German. I think, which is a very valid point. So just for everybody else who asked the necessity of German language, there you go. I think you can actually navigate life, especially in the bigger cities where Saurabh says is the global workforce. They're trying to bring more internationalized culture. We'll now jump into some of the degrees that we have in Germany. So with upGrad, we have data science, your MSc in computer science. And there are two management courses. I have a lot of students here who've been writing if we can start our studies or getting jobs right after graduation. So for bachelors who's graduated and has no work experience, the management degree we've got is MIM, and a lot of modules between MIM and MBA overlap. Actually, there's not much difference. It's just that MBA is more suitable for industrial uh, professionals or those who've already been working. I think Saurabh has once mentioned that he was studying with somebody with 16 or 18 years of experience uh, in the medical field. So the MBA is more tailored towards somebody who's working. But I think MIM is equally effective for the German job market. You can pursue it right after your bachelor's is done, right after you graduate. And if you are a graduate with work experience, you can get the MBA degree from upGrad. All of them would cost you under 10 lakhs, at the most 11 to 12 lakhs if you're if you're not willing to spend 1 year in India and you want to just sort of cover 6 months and then go for a complete year on campus in Germany. Like I mentioned to you, you get a dual degree also from Triple IT Bangalore or IMT Ghaziabad in the case of MSc in data science, right? And in the case of MIM, you get a dual certification from IMT Ghaziabad, which is an executive postgraduate program in management. So sort of let's jump into the cost factor. You
mhm,
told us that you've done a 60 ECTS degree, right? 1 year
right.
MBA. How
Mhm.
much did that cost you, sort of, on campus?
Oh, okay. So mine was like before COVID. So I went there in September 2019. This was like before COVID, and there at that time there was like a lot of like competition. So I paid like around 19,000 euros for a 1 year program, excluding my blocked account amount. So 19,000 euros for the MBA program.
19,000 euros would mean sort of roughly somewhere around 17 lakhs of rupees.
Yeah. At that time, like maybe the exchange rate was like little better than
Better
what we
than
have today. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it was like kind of expensive.
Right. So which would mean if they were to do a 90 ECTS degree, it would have been even more expensive, right? Uh,
Yes. Add a few thousand euros more, like before COVID. Yeah. So before COVID, like there was also less scholarship opportunities. It was there, but very limited. So like most of the student had to pay what was the fees.
So with time, I think the university has realized that to make education or the MBA program in Germany from IU more accessible, I think they've brought down the cost. I think with us, the same degree that Saurabh has done, rather he's done a 60 CTS degree, the 90 CTS degree, which is a 1.5 year degree, would cost you about 3 lakhs for the first year and 5,500 euros for the next year, and then your for the next 6 months, or for the next semester, the third and the last semester. So which means it'll be almost 8.5 to 9 lakhs in total. Almost half the cost is at which Saurabh has studied the same quality of education with IU delivering it for the first year in MBA. And for the last uh, 6 months, you're actually moving to campus, or 6 months in India and 1 year on campus, but almost at half the cost at which Saurabh has studied. So we're saying that not only is it more accessible, that you don't need GMAT or XYZ or IELTS or German language, but also way more affordable. If you're a working graduate in India, you don't have to immediately leave work. You can still carry on work. I think that is the biggest benefit that we give you at upGrad, that you can continue working for 6 months or 1 year, and then you finally leave work once you finally transition to campus in Germany. Which brings me to the next topic, Saurabh. Uh, what do you see as the scope of data science in Germany?
Mhm.
How effective is that education? How vocationalized?
Yes, yes. So, in my views, I think data science is something which is like very booming in Germany. I will say not only in Germany but across Europe. Uh, uh, Students can not only find full-time opportunities or part-time opportunities in Germany, but they'll also find a lot of job opportunities coming up in like neighboring countries like France, Italy, Netherlands. uh, and what I have observed is nearly every other company is now data driven, right? When I say this, it means that the company is emphasizing a lot more on data to take their decisions, which in need creates job opportunities for data scientists, data analyst. What I have seen from my experience, few of my friends who have studied data science as masters from Germany, they not only find job opportunities as data scientist, but they can also get opportunities as data analyst in case they are more inclined towards a specific domain. Let's say someone is more inclined towards finance, they can work as financial data analyst. Let's say I'm more interested in marketing and I want to be in data. I can find a lot of opportunities as a marketing data analyst. There are new opportunities and roles which are coming up known as business intelligence, marketing intelligence, business analyst. And these are some of the roles which also require a lot of expertise or a lot of knowledge about data science, like all related subjects. Uh, I also worked for a logistic company in which I was like working as a market intelligence analyst. And what I have observed, it was a role which requires a lot of emphasis on data. Like I was like working on SQL, I was like working on data visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI. So there are definitely a lot of opportunities. So not only students can work as data scientists, but also they can look for other roles which I just mentioned, which are like equally demanding and equally high paid as data scientist.
Right. I think not only in Germany, but even across the world, it is one of the
Mhm,
most emerging fields in terms of employability. Uh,
mhm.
and I think a master's in that field is definitely a pro. Like you mentioned, I think it not only opens doors for you in that specific field, but also any field which anyway is going to be infused with a lot of data and technology, both in the coming 5 years. So I think, yes, that makes absolute sense. Uh, Just want you to give a little bit of perspective, Saurabh, on the average salaries for an IU graduate, as in
Mhm.
how
Yeah.
much is the scope of
Yeah.
earning after your degree.
Mhm. Yeah. So it really depends on a lot of factors. Factors like in case you have a previous job experience, uh, in case what level you're applying for when you are applying for a full-time roles. It also depends on which city you are applying in. So usually in Germany, you will find like uh, there's few cities where the salaries are little higher compared to other cities, and this is usually because the cost of living in those cities are comparatively higher than other cities. But I would say that with anyone between who have like around 2 to 3 years of work experience, and they either go for like MBA or MIM degree from IU, uh, anywhere between 45 to 50,000 euros is something that they can expect. This is like again very, this can really vary. uh, Also depends on company and the role which you will be targeting. This can be this can be even more in case you're targeting some managerial roles or some roles which are, and also depends on your negotiation skills with the recruiter, how good you are in negotiating the salary. But anywhere between 45 to 50,000 euros with someone having 2 to 3 years of work experience should be good. And if someone has like more years of experience, uh, they can earn more. Usually what I have seen in IT jobs, usually now IT jobs are like little they pay little higher compared to other sectors, because like there's a lot of demand for IT jobs, and like the supply is kind of like low. Yeah, but salaries won't so in Germany salaries are like very good. So even whatever that you will be getting, I think that should be sufficient. And we also have strict labor laws, and we have minimum wages, so no one will ask you to work for uh, something which is like below minimum wage, which is set by the government.
So which means if they're spending about 10 to 12 lakhs on their education in Germany, plus the living expenses, which can partly be covered by the part-time
Mhm.
work, like you mentioned,
Yes,
like
yes.
you've been doing, they're earning about almost three times the amount that they're spending,
Yeah.
in I mean, during the course of study in Germany. So 40,000 euros would mean close to about 25 to 30 lakhs just to begin with. And if you're saying about half a lakh euros, that of course means about 40 lakhs of rupees, or probably a lot more than that, that
Mhm.
they can actually end up making if
Mhm.
they're studying from Germany an MBA degree. Or also, as a general reminder, upgrad offers four degree programs. Two are directly from IU, MSc in computer science and MBA. Both are taught by the IU faculty from day one. You start in India, it's a transnational setup, and then you actually transition to the campus abroad in the last 1 year or the last 6 months. While the data science program, or the MIM, Masters in Management, with Triple IT Bangalore and IMD Ghaziabad respectively, starts in India. You get a PGP, and the next year you transition to the German campus of IU. One is in Darmstadt, one is in Berlin. Saurabh comes from the Berlin campus. I think this is a good opportunity, Saurabh, to tell us
Mhm.
some of the factors you love about the university. I'm sure most of
Mhm.
these students probably are, have decided they want to go to Germany, maybe are in the process of
Yeah.
shortlisting the university. What about IU do you now
Yes.
look back and think were some of the most important factors that got you here?
Yes, yes. So usually, IU has two campuses, as you mentioned, which is the first campus is Bad Honnef campus, which is kind of their main campus from where they have started, and the second campus is Berlin campus. Uh, uh, like I can discuss a few factors which helped me to select between two campuses. So see, Bad Honnef campus is the campus from where the university started, right? And it's a kind of like very big campus. The overall uh, area, university area is pretty big. So you will find a lot of facilities on campus. By facilities, I mean like you will find cafeteria within the hostel, within the campus. You will find playground. You will find uh, y- uh, big buildings. Okay, so it's a kind of proper campus which you usually see in movies. Whereas Berlin campus is not very big. uh, I don't know if some of the participants have seen the photos. It looks more like a mall, and to be honest, it's in a mall, but we have some dedicated spaces, dedicated floors which are like designated for universities and for corporates. Okay. Now the advantages of both the campuses is Bad Honef is in a small town, I would say, and so you will, in case you don't know German, it will be a little difficult for you to manage your livelihood. Although within campus, everything will be very international, so everyone will be speaking English. But in case like you go for, let's say, for grocery shopping, or for, let's say, you uh, travel around the city, you'll find most of the people who speak German. So you'll not have many English speaking people. Also, you'll have lesser part-time job opportunities because it's a small town. So part-time job opportunities are not very much in Bad Honef, and eventually you will have to move to a bigger, nearest big city for full-time job opportunities, which is Bonn, Cologne, Dusseldorf. Whereas Berlin campus, in Berlin, everyone speaks English, right? So the campus is so not only in campus, but also when you will be in Berlin, you'll see that everyone is speaking English. You have a lot of part-time job opportunities and full-time job opportunities that you can find in English. And yeah, so I guess for me, it someone who is like looking for getting a job immediately, I think they should select Berlin campus. Whereas for someone who wants to relive their college life again, uh, wants to take a proper on-campus experiences, then they should select Bad Honef campus.
Right. I think the choice of campus, like sort of mentioned, does matter a lot according to the additional needs of a student beyond just receiving the academic curriculum from the university. I think it has a lot to do with the sort of campus life you aspire to have. It depends a lot on the part-time interests that you have, so what sort of jobs you're looking for. But I think sort of rightly mentioned that if you're looking for a very dynamic, a very robust work environment to for a complementary learning ecosystem for yourself. You know, you're studying in the day, and the second half you're trying to work as much as you can in a relevant field. I think Berlin is going to be a better campus, the one that sort of had selected. Sort of a lot of students have been asking that. You mentioned that because you had a decent work experience even prior to starting your life in Germany, can they still be placed if they're just stepping out of college in India, getting a master's degree? They can still be placed, right? I'm sure they don't need, uh, you know, prior.
Yes, definitely a good question. Mhm. Yeah, definitely. See, for someone who have work experience, uh, they will be targeting jobs which are suited for their. Uh, can can you hear me properly, or am I
Yes, 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 of course.
disconnected?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay, okay. Yeah. So I was saying that someone who has work experience, they will be targeting jobs according to their work experience, right? Someone who is a fresher, uh, opportunities are still equally there. The only thing is they will have to target entry level jobs, which I think will be good for them. Maybe like in case they don't have any working experience, they can try targeting entry level jobs, and they can create, once they have a good work experience, they can maybe like switch between companies for like better salary or better job opportunities. But even for freshers, what I have seen, um, when you start working with a company as a working student or intern, there are very high chances that same company can keep you as a full-time employee in case everything goes well. Let's say in case if they want to keep you, if they want to uh, if you have a relevant good experience with them, there are high chances that the same company will keep you as full time once you complete your course. So it's also good for students, and that's what I suggest. Like as soon as you land in Germany, just start looking for part-time job opportunities, working student, or in case you want to do internship, you can also do internship in your thesis semester, and have a good build a good network with the company that you're working in, and there are high chances like the same company will keep you as full time. There are many of my friends who have done their working student with the company, and now they are continuing with the same company for their full time.
Right, right, right. I think even in terms of when you're looking at the ROI, the return on investment of studying transnationally, and then you go to the campus, and even if you're getting into an entry level job in Germany, like Saurabh mentioned, they're very rigid structures where they compensate the employees. You will anyway be making about 40,000 euros anyway, which is almost, if not triple, double the amount of money that you've invested in 2 years. I think somebody just asked me how much amount should I be investing the next 2 years for completing my MSc in DS from IU. A data science course will first begin with an executive PGP from Triple IT Bangalore in DS. That would be 3.5 lakhs, and another 7 lakhs at IU Germany, 8,800 euros, which means what, 10 lakhs, and your complete MSc in DS from IU is complete in 10.5 lakhs. Like Saurabh mentioned, most of your living expenses can be covered easily in Germany by part-time work. Saurabh mentioned he had gotten his first part-time work job opportunity in the first month of his stint in Germany. And he also mentioned that there are a lot of platforms like Sync, Saurabh mentioned, LinkedIn,
And Stepstone.
Stepstone.
Yeah.
Right.
So these three platforms are like very good for looking for part-time jobs and full-time jobs.
Sure, Saurabh. So there are two things I want to cover
Mhm,
prior to ending this. One is the faculty
mhm,
of the International University of Applied Sciences, and how had your MB experience been? Who actually teaches you? How
mhm,
experienced, how mature, how
mhm.
much of industrial experience have they had? Which is one. And second, we want to know about the work. I mean, sorry, the work visa scope and
Okay.
what
Yeah.
actually happens after your student visa. And so I think
Yeah.
we start with the faculty first, then
Yes.
into the visa part.
Yeah. So my experience with IU was very good. I went there, as I mentioned, in September 2019, and this was before COVID. So I had a proper 6 months, 1 semester full time on campus experience. And to be honest, one thing which I really liked about IU is they give equal weightage on practical as well as classroom training. Okay. Uh, and my course was a good mix, a good blend of both these things. Uh, as a part of industry curriculum, we were taken to few industrial visits. In our first semester, we were taken into BMW Motorrad factory where we were shown example how a BMW motorcycle assembles, what is the logistics supply chain, how it works. We were also taken into beer factory where like we were shown the complete brewery, how it works, how the supply chain works. Also, we were taken to Bosch Innovation Center just to understand latest innovation which they are working on in different industries. And to be honest, all these industrial visits which I have mentioned were very well synced with each of the module that we were studying, right? So we had subjects like performance, measurement, and management that was more focused on logistics and supply chain. So industrial visits were planned according to the modules like we were studying. We also had one subject which was known as entrepreneurship and innovation, for which we were taken to Bosch Innovation Center. Coming to the professors, I found them very good. They are like super interactive. You can just and super approachable. All the professors who are there in IU, they have very good industry work experience. They have work experience working in leading companies at a very higher position, and now they have kind of like switched to teaching. Most of them are doctorate, so it's very good. They have like very good, they have very rich industry experiences. And for me, all the professors with whom I have interacted, they were super approachable. Like I could take guidance from them regarding my personal projects, regarding my career, regarding my subjects, and they were always available. So yeah, that's the good thing. My second semester was kind of like online due to COVID. So like we were having Zoom lectures just like we are having right now. Uh, but to this part, uh, uh, we also had few uh, guest lectures on Zoom. So because we could not attend any physical industrial visits, we were taking Zoom lectures from leading like leading persons who were working in like companies like Lufthansa to Deutsche Bahn. Yeah, so in COVID also there was a good mix of like industrial as well as classroom as well as practical training, which in fact creates a lot more understanding. When you go on an industrial visit, for us it was a completely different experience. Reading in books, reading online, reading in classroom, understanding is understanding in the classroom is different, and when you see with your eyes and when you understand, when you are in that surrounding, it's completely different experience. And that what helps you to understand your subject well, to understand more about a particular thing which interests you. So for me, like the experience was pretty good.
Would love to jump in and ask, now that you mentioned that your second semester was online, I think a lot of students have a major doubt that does the integrity of curriculum delivered, the integrity of the
Yes,
credits
yes,
finished online, is it at par with the offline setup? I think my viewpoint is because we're doing everything online now. We shop online, we have every transactional setup made online, whether it's a bank or if it's a doctor, if it's a if it's financial advisor, anything that we're doing now we shift online. So what is your experience
yes,
say?
yes. Praneeth, you rightly mentioned now everything is online. Even like I'm working remotely for a German company from India. My experience in second semester was kind of good, though it was not uh, like comparable to my first semester. But uh, in case if I consider overall, it was like very good. uh, the best part about online is the batch size is very small. So when you study online, they will divide you in groups. Maybe if the batch size is very let's say if they are like 30 students, you will be split it into two parts, like 15 for each batch, and you will be given individual attention. And a professor creates such an environment where everyone is valued, where you will be asked to participate in the class, give your own opinion. So it's very interactive. uh, we had when I was taking online lectures, we had also done case studies in groups where they will split you in breakout sessions with your, let's say, with your colleagues, and you will be asked to discuss about a particular case study, which creates a like classroom type of experience where you can put your own opinion. So even if you're studying online, are you like are you will give you a good experience because the batch size will be really small.
Smaller.
Professors will ask you to participate, give your opinion. In case you have like questions, you can very well ask questions anytime of the class. And as I mentioned, you will be splitted into various groups Various breakout sessions will be there to discuss about case study, to discuss about particular topic. So you won't be like feel like ghosted or something. The level of participation will be very interactive.
Right. The next part and the last part for the day is the visa. What
Mhm.
all did you have to go through when you were applying for the student visa? One,
Yeah.
two, a lot of students here want to know about the European Union blue card.
Mhm.
What really happens? What visa are you on?
Mhm.
How does it change once you are finished with the MBA, once your job search visa is done? How do you apply for a blue card? How do you apply for a work visa?
Yes.
What do you need?
Mhm. Yes. So for my student visa, what I did is like after you have a admission offer, I went to VFS to search for available visa slots. And for me, like to be honest, like getting a visa appointment is very difficult. Like at that time, and so I just searched for available visa slots. I prepared all my proper documents where I have to create a proper set of documents. And as soon as like I got my visa slot, I went uh, to for my visa. And after submitting all the documents, after submitting the fees, I think I got my visa in 25 to 30 days. But yeah, the overall process was like very difficult. Like getting a visa slot was kind of difficult. Mm, but yeah, in case you have to ensure all your documents are like proper before you go for your visa appointment. And then once you submit all your documents, I think depending on either you're doing through VFS or directly from the embassy, it should be there in like 25 to 30 days. uh
The blue card, sort of, as in, how
yes.
does that work?
Yes. So once you complete, once you have a student visa, you go to Germany, you complete your studies, and then there are possibly two options. Uh, in case you already have a job offer beforehand, like for example, if you are like doing some working student role and the same company wants to keep you full time, uh, you can you can get your visa converted into a job visa, which will be sponsored by your employer. Currently, that is my setup. Like I was on student visa, and before finishing my thesis, like I already had an offer. And as soon as I submitted my thesis, I joined like a full-time job opportunity, and my student visa was directly converted into a job visa, uh, which is like sponsored by my employer. Now the thing is, in order to get a blue card, you should have a minimum salary eligibility, and it depends on the field you're working in. In Germany, there are few fields for which the salary eligibility is lower. Just to give you one example, let's say for IT jobs, in case you have a package of 45,000 euros per annum, which is your gross salary, you can apply for a blue card. But in case your salary is not 45,000, you will still get a visa. It won't be a blue card, but it will be a normal work visa. And for other jobs, for other profiles, let's say for most of the management jobs, the eligibility is 56,000 euros per annum gross salary. Yeah, so that's the eligibility for blue card. And in case you don't have a job offer uh, immediately after completion of the course, you can switch your visa from student visa. You get a post-study visa, which is for 18 months. And for 18 months, you can stay in Germany, look for possible job opportunities. You can also do internships during your post-study visa in case you don't get a full-time job. And as soon as you get a full-time job, then again, you can get a work visa or a blue card depending on the salary. So that's how it works.
So to what extent does the blue card entitle them to work in across European Union?
Mhm. Uh, Okay. This is something which is like kind of very specific. I guess your employer will, so the blue card that you will be getting will be from your employer. And after like, I guess after working for 1 year on blue card, you can move to any other EU nations. But this is also not specific. I don't have a blue card because uh, my salary is like not for like blue card eligibility. But anyone who wants more information, it's available online. And I guess once you have a blue card, you have to work for certain duration for that company or in Germany before moving to other EU countries. Yeah,
So you're saying even if your salary is not above that mark, you can still get a regular work visa and you can
absolutely,
work. And
absolutely. The visa is still the same. You get all the benefits. You are like equally entitled to all the benefits that a blue card holder has. Like a blue card holder has they have certain benefits, but still you can live in Germany, work for employ without even without a blue card, with a normal work visa.
got that. I think we have a lot of questions sort of pouring in regarding the majors. So
Mhm,
just for everybody else to know, the attendees, that when I'm talking about MBA in under 10 lakhs, the cost is 8 lakhs, and there are about 5 majors that you can pick up. I will ask Saurabh to throw a little bit or shed some light on them. So one specialization is called engineering management. Second one is called finance and accounting. Third is called international marketing. Fourth is called big data management, and fifth is called IT management. I think Saurabh could help us understand these a little bit in terms of the employability for each one of these and where does
mhm,
the scope of job lies. I
mhm.
could definitely tell you that if you're coming from an engineering background and you want to now capstone your education with MBA, you can definitely pick up engineering management and so on and so forth. But I think Saurabh can largely help us know a lot more about international marketing, can help us know about engineering management, about IT management, sort of, and big data management. How did you
Yes.
pick your specialization?
Yes. As I mentioned in the beginning, I did a 60 CTS program, and my program was without any specialization. So I did a general MBA into international business, but nearly 90% of my batch, almost 95% of my batch, they were doing like a specialization. So see, I always say that specialization, when you are like shortlisting your specialization, you should keep few factors in your mind. The first and major factor is your interest. So your interest matters a lot because in when you do a specialization, you will be studying your specialization subject for entire 1 semester, which will be like 5 or 6 modules in that semester. So you should have interest, or you should have some kind of like liking towards your specialization, which will help you to like complete your course faster, create a better understanding of the subject. And also in case like someone has previous work experience, it's also good to collate with that. So for example, one of my friend, he was working as financial analyst in India, and now he completed his MBA into finance and accounting, and now he's like working in fintech sector. So you can very well collate your specialization according to your interest, or according to your past work experience. Also, one thing to keep in mind is specialization really helps you to uh, uh, get a thorough knowledge about that particular domain. So when you do specialization, you have a good knowledge about one particular domain, which not only helps you to understand your subjects better, but it will also help you to shortlist in which domain you want to work after you complete your studies. So maybe someone who wants to work as a financial analyst, or something like in banking, for those banking and finance banking, oh sorry, finance and operations, finance specialization is better. For someone who wants to work as IT project manager or IT product manager, for them IT management is a good specialization. So yeah, these are the factors that someone can keep in mind before selecting the specialization. I hope students or the participants will have some understanding like on
Absolutely.
this.
Absolutely. So just to reiterate what Saurabh mentioned, a lot of it depends on where you're coming from, as in what is your background, right? Because for you to get a visa and for you to make the most amount of, to draw the most amount of value from an MBA program, it has, uh, you know, it must factor in what is your previous background or your ground uh, foundational degree in your bachelor. And I think second he mentioned is that your employability becomes very streamlined because you have a specialized knowledge in that domain. So all the employability um, scope is normally amplified. Your job searches are more streamlined, more intensively. You are fit to take up a job in that specific domain if you have specialized. I think that is one of the differences between a 60 ECTS degree and a 90 ECTS degrees, that you get a full semester of specialized knowledge and skilling in that field. uh, Saurabh, I think that brings us to the end. We just open a last round of questions. We
Mhm.
have answered the blue card. We have answered. We have one question. I'm not sure if Hardik is here. Let me check if Hardik is here. Yes, he's here. The FMCG industry job demand after MBA from IU, sort of.
Mhm. So yeah, as I mentioned, in every sector there are job opportunities. FMCG is something which is like very uh, growing, very booming in Germany. It's booming everywhere. In India also, like you'll find like lot of opportunities in FMCG. Few of the brands which are there, which I've seen actively hiring, is are German brands in FMCG. So opportunities are like really good, uh, and there are like many FMCG brands which are present in Germany. So overall, it's very good.
Right. The next one is tell me something about the link with IMT Ghaziabad. So the link is that the first year, the first 60 credits of a MIM program, Masters in Management program, that is for fresh bachelor graduates. That happens, the first year happens at IMT Ghaziabad. You do a PGP in management, which means the integrity of the credits completed with IMT Ghaziabad, which is an AACSB accredited school, one of the best in India. That integrity is sort of taken as your full completion of the 60 credits covered. The first half of your degree is done by, I mean, that is how the international university in Germany takes it. So you directly enter into the second year because the first set of credits are already finished. The integrity is fully accepted of the credits you completed in India with IMT. Okay, I have done masters in food science and technology and seeking a job in Germany. In Germany, so sort of a lot of the questions that were asked revolved around the fact that I have done X or Y or Z. Can I apply for a job
Mhm.
in Germany? Do you actually think that just moving from India to Germany in search of a job is doable, or do you think education is a must first?
Do you mean like directly from, let's
Yes.
say, India?
Yes.
Okay. I think in today's time, if you would have asked me like 2 years or 3 years down the line, I would have said yes. But currently, it's a kind of very difficult because of the conditions like we are in Corona times. Like it's very difficult for an employer to directly like hire someone without any proper visa requirements. So and everyone is like not sure how the visa works in today's time. Maybe and for companies, visa is very important. So I think it will be very difficult for someone who is like looking for a job directly from here right now. But yeah, there still can be few opportunities, but that will be like very less in number.
So
Whereas
yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, whereas in case you like study, you get a valid visa once you complete your uh, like studies. And as I mentioned, it's very important to understand, like, as soon as you land to Germany on a student visa, you can get employed from, you can work for any company from the very second day, right? Because you have a valid student visa, you can work part-time job opportunities give a very good uh, return in terms of uh, uh, like salary, in terms of opportunities, so it's very good. So someone who is like directly looking, I would advise them, like, maybe you can search for jobs online, but right now I think it will be like very difficult. Few of the companies which were hiring before COVID directly from India, now they have kind of like restricted their recruitment uh, for those who don't have a proper work visa. So work visa is like very important. Yeah, but as I said, like, you once you go to Germany on a student visa, like, you can find part-time job opportunities. Part-time job opportunities are in every domain, and they can work part-time. They can also study, and as soon as the studies are complete, just perform good with the company that you're working in, and they will keep you as
Sure. I
full-time.
think one of the biggest points is Saurabh has mentioned that your average salaries are going to be ranging between 45,000 euros to about 60-ish. And so even if you're taking a study route, which Saurabh said, as soon as you have a study visa, you're fully entitled to take up a job the second day after you land in Germany. So which means you're spending about 7.5 to 8 lakhs, 7.5 to 8 lakhs to get what, almost 45,000 euros as your average salary within 1 year. So I think the ROI is almost 300%, 300%. So even if you have it, I mean, uh, it's still 150%. Or you definitely sort of reap back the amount of money that you've spent. You definitely get it back. Sort of the next set of questions. Give me 1 second. Sort of. uh, Partha. So the ROI is the return on investment, Partha. Matlab, if you're spending say about 7.5 to 8 lakhs on your MBA with upGrad, and you're going to Germany, Saurabh mentioned part-time jobs are easily accessible with the minimum part-time work rate. I think, Saurabh, if I'm not wrong, it's going to be about 10 to 12 euros. Yes.
So in Germany, like, you will be paid on hourly basis when you work part time, and let's say in case you work for companies as working student, they usually pays between 12 to 16
Okay.
and per hour. And in case like you work for odd jobs like food delivery or in McDonald's or in something like this, you will be paid around 10 to 12. But in corporate jobs, which are in proper working student environment, you will be paid anywhere between, it starts with 12 and it can go up to 16. For some companies, it can even be 18. Yeah.
Right. So, which means more or less for the first year when they're doing their studies, they can cover the living costs.
Yes.
As soon as they move out of university, most of the salary that they get will definitely cover the cost of education that you've spent in the first year, plus will give you additional cash to sort of sustain your lifestyle, is what I'm mentioning, Partha. What is the duration of stay we get from work visa? So 1.5 years of job search or PSW if you're not able to find a job. In terms of blue card, 4 years. In terms of work visa, I think, sort of, if I'm not wrong, it is until your labor contract, right?
Yes, yes. So until the time you have a contract with the company that you're working with, you will get the visa. Yeah.
And the cost of living in Germany, sort of.
Cool. So uh, I suppose like I can explain this as a point, as a student point of view. So see, when you go to Germany as a student, you will have three main expenses. The first expense will be around 60 to 65% of your overall spending monthly, which is definitely your accommodation. So the best thing what I advise is maybe someone can rent a apartment, and that's what I did. Like I rented a 2 BHK apartment, and I was sharing with 3 other people. So in total, like 4 people living in two um, 2 room apartment. uh, and the apartment will cost you, let's say I was living in Berlin, and it costed me around 1200 euros for one apartment, so 4 people living. So it will be like 300 euros per person. So anything between 300 to 300 to 400 euros on accommodation should be fine. Definitely, this can be less in case you have a student accommodation, which is usually cheaper, and student accommodations are available everywhere in Germany. But it's very difficult to get because the demand is very high, and like there are very few available. And it can be more in case someone wants to live in a studio apartment alone without sharing. Yeah, but anywhere between 300 to 400 is good for spending on accommodation. The second expense will be health insurance, which is kind of mandatory for all the international student. And health insurance are of 2 types, just like universities, public and private. And international students can really well select between the insurances, 2 types of insurances. Uh, Private health insurance will cost you around 50 euros per month, and a public health insurance will cost you around 110 euros per month, and you pay to your insurance provider on monthly basis. The third expense is definitely food. And let's say we have Indian supermarkets everywhere in Germany, right? And someone wants to like eat 2 times in a week from outside, and for the remaining times they prepare on their own. I think anywhere between 100 to 150 euros should be good enough to spend on food. Yeah, and I think anything apart from these expenses can be personal expenses, which is like kind of dependent on person to person. But yeah, this is the breakup for the expense.
Right, Saurabh. So pretty much the sort of scope that you discussed about the plausible expenses that can be made can be covered with part-time work. Yes.
Yes, in case you get a you get a part-time working student opportunity with a company, I think you will be easily able to save the blocked account amount,
Ah,
whatever
right.
whatever is done. Yeah.
So,
So
speaking of block account, can
mhm.
you shed a little bit light? I think for everybody to know a block amount is necessary, which should have
Yes.
10,000 euros when you apply
Mhm.
for German visa. I think so. We'll ask Saurabh to shed a little bit more light on the block amount process.
Yes.
Yes, Saurabh.
Yes. Yes. So block account is nothing, but you block a certain amount before moving to Germany. That will take care of your expenses when you land in Germany for first year. So block account is only required for the first year, and from the second year, you can show some funds into your account in case you want to renew your visa. Uh, when I was there, the block account amount was like 8,000 something euros, but now it's like 10,300 or something like this. And there are block account companies with which you can open your block account. And once you land in Germany, you have to open a German bank account, which will be linked to your block account. So every month you will get, I think, 800 something euros in your account, in your German account, and this goes for like entire 12 months. So the 10,000 something block amount will be distributed to you in 12 installments, and when you go to Germany, that will take care of your monthly expenses.
Right, right, right. So, which is what you were mentioning, though, that if they get the part-time uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
job, they can still save. the entire block amount. Yes.
Yes, provided they get part-time job in the very first month.
So just to reaffirm what Saurabh said, block amount is made and is disbursed to you every month for your living expenses. You can't withdraw it directly, not all of the money. It is regularized and given to you in a proper structure. Saurabh, the next one is please elaborate on software development job prospects. Does upgrad have computer science? Yes. MSc Computer Science has nothing to do with data science. These two are separate programs. MSc Computer Science is directly delivered to you by IU from day one. Data science is with Triple IT Bangalore, followed by IU Germany faculty, right? Computer science, of course, Saurabh can mention, and sort of we'll also ask him the software development job prospect. Just to throw some light, I think um, the computer science program would cost you in 2 years, uh, I think more or less about 12 lakhs, 10 to 12 lakhs of rupees, not more than that. The first year should be between 3 to 3.5 lakhs, followed by uh, the second year, which is going to be about 88 to 8,900 euros. So let me confirm. Yes, 3 lakhs in the first year when you're directly receiving education from IU Germany uh, for complete first and second semester, and the second set is 8,800 euros when you are on campus, right? So say about, let me do a quick math for you. Yeah, I think 10.5 lakhs for a computer science program. I think we'll just jump to Saurabh and ask him what are the prospects of computer science.
Yeah, in terms of like jobs, computer science students has like access to one of the hottest job markets in Germany. I would say not only in Germany but everywhere in Europe. Uh, 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 and the best part about software jobs is most of them, I would say like 90% of them, they don't require German language. So yeah, it's nothing to do with German. So it's the core programming skills which matters a lot. Uh, to be honest, what I have seen is now mobile is growing rapidly in Europe or in Germany. So you'll find like a lot of jobs which are into Android development, iOS development. There are many job opportunities which are into web development, either front end, back end, full stack is a very demanded role in Germany. Uh, uh, Cloud technologies are like booming in Germany. So cloud computing jobs, jobs in for AWS, Microsoft. So it's very hot. Another advantage of software jobs is like the salaries are like little higher compared to management jobs, and there are so many startups which are like hiring. I live in Berlin, and Berlin is like known as a startup hub in Germany. After Brexit, like there are so many companies who are like setting up headquarters in Germany, and they are moving their complete software development to like Germany. So it's very high demanding job in Germany. And yeah, also pay wise, it's more than I guess few management roles in case like you compare with the same amount of experience. Yeah.
Right, I think that does answer your question, Ajay. Saurabh, on behalf of upGrad, I'd like to thank you for your time. I think it was an amazing space. You've thrown so many facts and insights and information for all the attendees at us. And I'm sure uh, this should widely be of a lot of value for all of these students. I'm sure it's going to help them expedite their decision into Germany. I think just to reiterate what Saurabh has been largely mentioning is that Germany is one of the largest and the most robust economies of the world, the fourth largest economy, and not only uh, in manufacturing, but so many other fields like engineering, research and development, finance, business, and what not. And I think one, it is easier to settle in Germany because of the aging population in Germany. They're in need of dynamic young workforce across the world. But a second, I think you get an access to the entire European Union and some of the best and the most, vibrant, dynamic, robust ecosystems in Europe to, uh, aspire for. Could we get program curriculum for individual programs as an MSc in CS? Yes, Ajay, you can go to upgradabroad.com. We have everything there. I'm just going to put that down, upgradabroad.com. You can open the link at any point and browse through all our programs. IELTS is not required by upgrad, and bachelor's you need 50% marks. Bringing me back to the point that Saurabh, it's been amazing having you. Thank you so much for your time. Um,
Yeah, it was like very good to participate in the session, and I wish everyone good luck with their future.
just to get the final word from you,
Mhm.
will it be worth studying in Germany when it comes to PG? And do you think it has been a good, safe decision that you made for yourself, Saurabh?
Mhm. Yeah, so for me, like I don't regret like taking a decision. Like I worked in India for like 4 years, and I was also working with a very good company. But I don't regret my decision. Like after moving to Germany, like I learned so much, and the work culture which I'm getting right now, the overall environment is like really amazing. It's a kind of like I would say it's a kind of one-time opportunity that I have got, and like I'm very happy with whatever like decision I took like 2.5 years back. And yeah, for me like I definitely recommend everyone to pursue a master's in Germany and work in Europe. It's a really good place to be in.
Great. I also very vividly remember how you just mentioned that there's hardly any scope in Germany for anybody to be unemployed because there's
Yes,
so many.
yes. So if you see the unemployment rate in Germany is less than 3% or close to 3%, and those unemployment is mainly because for people who don't have any professional degree with them. I have not seen anyone who doesn't have who have a professional degree and remain unemployed for a very long time in Germany. So it's like a very growing economy. It's very after Brexit, like a lot of changes are happening in Germany. A lot of many companies are coming and setting up their headquarters in Germany. And as you mentioned, Germany is also having problem of aging populations there, so they really need a lot of like young professionals to take care of the economy. And yeah, it's really amazing place to be.
Right. We won't take more of your time. I think you've been amazing. You've given us so much, much more than we could process. But I think it's definitely something which these guys would have taken notes on. I have given my email address in the chat box for any additional assistance. Of course, can study in Germany for an MBA program from the first year itself and not waiting till the last semester does upgrade provide. So for first 6 months have to be with upgrade, or you can directly study with IU Germany. But of course, then you don't have waiver for so many things. You have to uh, follow a very different process there. With upgrade, you can do one semester and then complete the complete 1 year in Germany on campus. And even if you decide not to do that, we will give you the assistance anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. We get you direct admissions as well. So you let us know what is it that you've planned. Saurabh, thank you very much. Attendees, given my email address, for any question you have for Saurabh, let us know. I will redirect it to Saurabh. Chetan, IU, International University of Applied Sciences. We have a majors in finance and accounting. Saurabh mentioned that you either have TU, which is a technical university, and applied sciences university, while TUs are more research oriented, research intensive, research driven. Applied science universities are more industrial relevant, they're more job ready, and they do everything to amplify your skills as per the industrial demands, right?
Exactly, you mentioned it right.
I'm currently in seventh semester of CS. Wondering when should I start my MS, best suitable time. So MSc in DS does not require work experience. So you can start applying to us. So if you're completing your 7th semester, maybe in another month or two, you can get through to us, or you can write to us right now so we can get you to have a blocked seat for yourself, and you can begin right when you finish the 8th semester. One of the biggest reasons, even Jacob, is that even when you're studying in India, when you start from India, you can still continue working. Like Saurabh mentioned, he was working for 4 years. He did, I mean, because he went directly to Germany, he had to quit the job. But even if you want to take another 6 months or 1 year, you can still keep the job running until you finally have to transition on campus. So that's one benefit for you. Saurabh, this last one, please. MSc
Yeah,
in
sure.
MSc in CS. I'm a little confused. So, Ajay, prior to starting with Saurabh, I think I want you to know CS is majorly more suitable for somebody who's coming from a tech background, although it's not an eligibility requirement from our end. It's not. But you have to complete two additional courses. One is data analytics, and second is Python that you have to do. I'll also ask Saurabh now. Saurabh, do you recommend MSc in data science or MSc in computer science
Mhm.
for
Sure.
Germany?
Yeah. So I think for someone who is like looking between these two options, it's like very easy to mention few points. Like MSc in data science, as you mentioned, you will study subjects which are more into algorithm driven, Python. It's and you can target roles such as data science, data scientist, data analyst, business analyst. Whereas in case like you want to work as a front end developer, back end developer, full stack developer, Android development, uh, MSc in CS will give you more exposure to these kind of subjects, whereas masters in data science, you will be studying more on algorithms, maybe yeah, Python, SQL, and you can target roles such as data scientist, data analyst. Yeah.
Got that. Got that. And in terms of the employability in Germany,
I think both are equally employed,
well,
and anything which is like technically oriented, they shouldn't worry much about employment.
absolutely. Saurabh, wonderful hosting you. I'm saying this for the 10th time now, but I think the amount of questions pouring in can be enough proof for you to know how much they are loving interacting with you and are looking towards you for answering all their questions and queries. Uh, well, with that, I have put my email address. I'm going to redirect everything to Saurabh. Our academic counselors will get in touch with you shortly. If at a time you feel that you need Saurabh again, we will place a call for you with him, and he could definitely help. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Every time I say this, I still feel it's a lot lesser to what you've been able to do for us, the sort of value you create for us, and we wish you a great weekend ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Saurabh.